Hey, Ass Mountain peeps. Happy Friday to you. I need to apologize. It's been a crazy week for us. My wife had surgery on Tuesday, and so that's why I haven't done a live until now, is I've been trying to take care of her and take care of my kids. Just got a spare moment where I got to actually come to the shop. It's my second time here all week, and we get to talk about some stuff today, so it's good to be back. I'm sorry I haven't made it on until now, but I hope everybody's had a great week. Hopefully you're excited for the new weekend coming up. We got Labor Day coming up here shortly. We got some cool stuff coming up, but we are going to talk today about getting ready for the fall time. Fall time is one of the busiest times for us plumbers. And hey, Joe, thanks for joining us, bud. Everything's fine, thanks. She's doing well. She's healing up. But fall time is a really busy time for us plumbers. We get so many sewer cleans for roots growing in the drains. We get a lot of calls for broken pipes. We get a lot of calls for winterization of cabins. Super busy time starting next month through November. We are just slammed. So this is some ways I'm going to talk to you today about some ways that you can help prevent freeze breaks, prevent problems in your home, and get a jump on it before the actual time where we're busy comes in and you're actually being put on hold. Now, my goal at Aspen Mountain Plumbing is that none of our customers that call are ever on hold, that they are taken care of today, the day they call, because we feel that every plumbing emergency is an emergency to everyone. And so that we want to take care of that, and we want to have the manpower to take care of that. But there are peak times that we as plumbers are busy, and the spring and the fall are those times. I'm going to tell you right now that the fall is extremely busy here in Wyoming. The roots on the trees are growing like crazy. They're trying to get nutrients to go dormant for the winter. The bushes outside are doing the same thing. They're trying to get their nutrients in so they can last through the winter. We also have a lot of issues taking place with people with their hose bibs, their sprinkler systems, not getting them blowed out properly. Now, if you don't know how to blow out your sprinkler systems, contact Cowboy Curbing. They'll actually come out and blow them out for you and get your system ready. If you do, make sure you're jumping on it. Now, I always blow my sprinklers out on Labor Day weekend, and then I turn them back on Memorial Day weekend. So that's kind of my rule of thumb on my sprinklers, is I blow it out that weekend of Labor Day. Usually that Monday I blow it out, and then I'm good for the rest of the year. Sometimes I blow it out earlier depending on what I got going on in the year. This year I'll be hunting, so I'll probably be blowing them out a little earlier. But what do I mean by getting your house ready? Well, if you got sewer issues and you know that you have root issues, it's a good time to call us now, to get on the schedule, take care of your sewer clean now, and get any of those roots out of there. We have a machine called a flex shaft system, and basically what that does is it's a descaler, but it also takes care of the roots really well. It uses a chain that whip inside the pipe and rip all those roots completely out, and it'll clear it up to make it to where it flows better for you. So you're not in last minute having a flood in your home in the middle of the fall and calling a plumber that is a day or two out. If we got you taken care of ahead of time, then you're up, prepared, and ready to go. If you don't know if you have roots and you're in a brand new home, maybe you want to get an inspection done on your sewer lines and just make sure you don't have roots in it. Give us a call. We can take care of that too. But what about water lines? Now, in Wyoming, most of your homes have been built in accordance to Wyoming codes. And that means that none of your outside water lines are exposed to cold air. Now, if you have a hose bib, it's good to take your hose off. Now, I want to show you something here. We had a hose bib a few years ago go broke. I can't remember where I put it, but we had a hose bib break down on us a few years ago, and I took it out and I wanted to show what it looked like when it was broken, and I don't know if I have it here anymore. Anyways, the key is making sure that you take your hoses off and you let that air drain out, and that way you get that pitch. Now, if your water hose bib on the outside is pitched correctly, when you shut it off and you take that hose off, that water will drain out and it won't be able to freeze at all. So many times people leave their water garden hose on until it's very last minute. We've already got snow, we've already had our first freeze, and then they find out that they freeze their water line on the inside. And a lot of times they don't realize that until the following spring when they go to turn the water back on. And then they end up causing a flood on the inside of their basement, inside their home. So if that's something you don't know about or you're not sure about, obviously give us a call. We can come out and show you how to do that. We can actually remove it and show you how to watch it to make sure it's broke. But every spring we get hundreds of calls on nothing but the water lines breaking and freezing break, and it's always on the hose bibs. If you do have lines underneath, say you live in a trailer house, It's a good idea to make sure you got it all heat taped right now. Make sure you got it all foamed right now. Make sure your heat tape's plugged in. Make sure that your waters are ready to rock and roll for the winter. We get extremely cold here. If you're new to Wyoming, it gets extremely cold, and so you need to make sure you take that preventative measures to get ready for that home. Now, if you don't know if your home's ready for it or not, give us a call. We'll come out. We'll do an inspection on it. We'll let you know whether or not it is actually ready to rock and roll for the winter. This is something that you want to make sure you're doing so you don't have to call us later on and spend the big bucks. Floods are never a good thing. You end up replacing sheetrock, carpet. You could have a whole disaster take place just because of one hose bib. We've seen it a million times. So obviously, if that's something that you're not sure about, you want to figure out how to do the winterization, make sure you're doing it. And now, if you own a cabin up in the mountains, you want to make sure that you're draining that water heater out. So basically what you're going to do, and I've got an example right here I can show you. What you're going to do is you're going to shut off the valve to your water heater completely, okay? And then down on the bottom, you're going to put a hose on and take it to the floor drain. You're going to completely take this out. Now, if this is an electric water heater, make sure you kill the power to your electric before you do this. If it's a natural gas, you want to make sure you shut off your gas coming into the water heater. There's usually a valve right next to it. You shut that off, make sure that you drain it all out. And then you want to take an air compressor, and what we usually do is we'll take the air compressor and hook it up to a laundry outlet or an outside hose bib, and we'll blow all the cold and hot lines out completely. Then what we do is we take and put in this stuff right here, antifreeze, and this is economically and mobile safe, so this is safe to go down sewers, but we'll put this in every single one of your traps. So your floor drains, your shower drains, your sink drains, your toilets. In the tank of your toilet, we'll put some of this in there. Your dishwashers, we'll put this down inside the trap area where it's stopping water from leaving and it's trapping that from the gases. We'll put this in there so it doesn't freeze up. So if you have a cabin or you got some type of winter home and you're going down to winter in Arizona or something, in retirement for the snowbirds or something, make sure that you're winterizing that home. Now, we also have a system now that we can install that will help you know whether you got a problem at home or not if you are a snowbird, and that's called a flow-by mowing. The system's pretty slick. It's an electronic valve that hooks up to your cell phone. It'll sense pressures. It'll sense whether you have a leak, and it'll send you a report on your cell phone. It'll also shut off by your cell phone. So if you're out of town, all you need is Wi-Fi connection. You can actually shut your valve off right there and then. So if you're going out of town, you're going down to Arizona for the winter, or New Mexico, or wherever you go for the winter, you might want to look into getting one of these valves. Now, I had a lady last year. She left and went to Florida for a week in the middle of winter. When she came back, her house was under 3 foot of water. Completely ruined her beautiful piano and a whole bunch of other furniture, and she had to have the house gutted out and redone by a disaster company in order to even get it back to being livable. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of expense, and she could have prevented it by having one of these flow-by mowings. So if that's something you're interested in, give us our office a call, 307-922-4413. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll catch you next week.